starting off our talk tonight, but first I wanted to introduce you, if you haven't heard already, what the Health and Wellness Team is. So the Health and Wellness Team, and I'm reading from our mission statement type thing. The Health and Wellness Team is of the McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce is a collaborative effort to bring professionals together with the vision of growing our businesses and bringing awareness of health and wellness to the community. So we got together because we wanted to just help others. All of us like to help people, and we all have this holistic type philosophy. So it's really great to synergize together and work together. So I'm a chiropractor, and I'm gonna let the rest of my team, our team, stand up and introduce themselves so I don't butcher their names. So we're gonna go ahead, and we have 3 of us speaking tonight. Go ahead and introduce us.
I'm Janine Jazwiak from Nature's Balance Acupuncture.
I'm Margie McCarthy, Living a Green Life Food Cooperative.
Oh, Michelle Myatt, Total You Fitness, fitness coach, and host of Totally Fit Radio.
And I'm Laura Kresick, Active Balance Stress Coaching.
So if you see, we have kind of a theme going on. We have massage therapists, life coach, we have music therapists, we have a lot of things running. Phyllis couldn't make it tonight, but most of us try to support each other, and we all intermingle and try to use each other's services, so we're pretty familiar with each other. And obviously we think we're good people if we're going to promote each other. And I'm going to start off our talk tonight with, so tonight is Healthy Mind. So we put this 3-series talk together because it's really important for the three aspects, the healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy spirit. So I'm starting off with more of the physical part of the mind. So I always like to start off talking about what is the definition of health. Since we're talking about healthy, how would you define health? And I like to participate with my audience, so shout out whatever you want. Anybody?
Feeling good.
Feeling good. Good one. So that is the most popular answer, but why is that not such a good answer? Anybody know? How many people have known someone that felt really good and they found out they had cancer and they were gone in like 3 months? So feeling is not always a good way to gauge how healthy we are. So I borrowed this partially from the World Health Organization. Their definition is health is a physical, mental, social well-being, not just the absence of disease. I think there's a spiritual aspect in there too, so I added spiritual well-being as well. So health on that aspect is more complicated. It's physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being. I believe health is a journey. And so like John talked about last talk, he talked about how it's a continuum, either you're going towards wellness or you're going towards disease. So it's something that every day we need to strive to try to actually live healthy. We need to take responsibility for our health. And there's a cascade effect here. We have health, interference, patterns of interference, symptoms, and constellations of disease. So as a chiropractor, I'm going to hand out some of these, we think there's 3 things that interfere that cause there's a disruption in health. We call it the 3 T's. And I have handouts on that. We call them thoughts, or trauma, thoughts, and toxins. So,
Well, sure.
and so I'm not going to talk a lot on those things, that's why I got the handout on it. But what happens is we're born to be healthy. Statistically, or research shows that only actually like 5% of the population actually has a genetic dysfunction and causes them to be unhealthy. So say they have Down syndrome, that's actually a genetic problem. There's not very many people that just have a genetic problem if they weren't born with the capability of producing a certain enzyme or something like that. Most of our health problems are and problems that stress on our environment, stuff we put on ourselves, we're not exercising, we're not honoring our body, a lot of things. So there's something that happens, either trauma, toxins, bad thought process, causes interference, and all of a sudden it starts to cascade down. So the physical aspect of health is, there's that 3 keys to optimal health, that the body should be working at 100% in all its systems. The other thing is trying to make sure we maximize the nutrition and decrease the toxins that are going into our body. So trying to make sure that we're minimizing the stress on the body. What is interfering with the possibility of giving us that health? And to maintain that, this is where the mind part. One of the first tissues that develops in our bodies when we are developing when the egg meets, the sperm and we start to become an embryo, is actually the nervous system. That's we have 3 layers of tissue. The nervous system is one of the first things because that is the main tissue that helps coordinate and organize the cells to start to go into this thing, and all of a sudden then you see the spine and everything starts developing. So the brain is really important, the mind and the spinal cord, the system, the functioning system is really important. So, and the second thing, the spinal column is developed around it, so that's why my passion as a chiropractor is to make sure there's no tension on the nervous system, because this is very important. It coordinates everything in our bodies. And again, we have that philosophy of the body self-healing, self-maintaining. If it's not, it's because there's some interference, okay? So expanding, today's society, we're starting to realize that we need to focus more on the health. We need more focus on the wellness side. That better health and better chemistry is not getting us any healthier. We have more drugs and more disease, and it's not seeming to help there. So there's starting to be a paradigm shift right now. The medical model, so on that thing of the hierarchy, you have health, interference, and then down to disease. In the medical paradigm, they don't treat anybody until you're in the disease state, pretty much, or you're already in the symptom state. At that point in time, sometimes it's too late. Your thyroid's already failed by the time it shows up in your blood work, so you have to go on medication. Now, your body's going to show you signs of that before that happens. There's going to be some cascade of symptoms before that happens, and we, as holistic practitioners, we try to be in tune with the body and catch things before it comes to the disease state. So that shortcoming there is, we're waiting till the problem manifests. The wellness is that we recognize that, when the body communicates something, it's trying to tell us something. You should, if you have a headache or you have a pain, the body's trying to alert you something's not right. So we want to find the cause. Why is the body communicating this? And the advantage of this is we can get ahead. We can get people better quicker because we're getting it before it's the disease state. Now again, we talk about the mind and the brain, the spinal cord, and it's the master control center. We have to make sure that we are focusing on making sure everything can communicate through this system. So a lot of people don't realize that our immunity, there's like a lot of research now coming out about neuroimmunity, how the nervous system does directly communicate to the immune system, and vice versa, back and forth. It's very much how we are, the whole body works together. We are holistic. And so the master control center, and it communicates all the way down to all the organs, every cell, tissue in our body. What I treat is vertebral subluxation, so if there's anything that causes the trauma part or anything that causes distortion in the structure, causes tension on the nervous system, then we'll start to have problems show up. Now, necessarily, if we have a problem, say something comes off, there's pressure on the nerve, sometimes somebody will get mid-back pain, some people might get a headache. Some people don't have any pain at all, maybe they start to have heartburn. When I do my history, I will ask people about, how's your digestive system, how is, our hormones, and different things. And people are like, well, you're a chiropractor, why do you want to know? Just treat backs and necks, right? And actually, the first chiropractic adjustment restored someone's hearing. That's how chiropractic got discovered. So it's not that simple. It's, if the nerve's compressed, sometimes, yes, it will go to, that part of the nerve might go to the muscle, might generate pain. Sometimes it's on the side of the nerve that goes to the organ, and we might have indigestion or something else. That's why we've had a lot of data now coming out. I have a lot of babies coming in for colic, because there's been so much data showing chiropractic helps with colic. because if they have, they're tight in their mid-back, they have something disrupted in their back, and we restore that, that nerve goes to the stomach, and they're fussy because their stomach's, upset. And they can't communicate that it's their back, so. Things that cause interference, pain, sensitivity, indigestion. There's a lot of research on asthma as well, and communicating on that, poor posture, and, even attitude. There is, I've had a couple cases of the children with ADD and ADHD. A couple of them got to get off their medication because if you think about, there's tension on the neck. If they're already kind of in that tendency of being hyperactive, and then they're getting these signals from this neck throwing into the brain constantly, it's gonna constantly cause problems. So we try to, if we take some more attention off the nervous system, let the body free, communicate freely, that's there too. So, optimal function. So more people are recognizing that we need to be proactive to try to make sure that our bodies are working as optimal for that potential. And that's what we do as holistic practitioners. We want to make sure that our bodies are, immune system's working properly, respiratory's working properly, are we breathing? And that's another thing that I promote. I recommend patients to go do yoga because that does influence the brain as well. With biofeedback and different things like that. We can lower blood pressure if we can just calm down. My patients that exercise and do yoga, do a lot of things that resting, they're the best patients. I don't tend to have to see them very much. It's really great. People that tend to fall out of their exercise routines and things like that, they tend to now have to come in more often. So, we're just trying to take the tension off of that. So, we're going to save questions till the end. So, I'm going to bring on our next speaker here. And she has some great information. She's going to have to
As I said, my name is Janine Jazwiak from Nature's Balance Acupuncture.